I hate this game. I hate how I'm stuck with this game, but it's just so good.
Ah, here we go again.
There's something about this game that keeps me coming back to it day by day, and I want to dive into my blockhead of what I call a brain as to why. Why am I stuck playing this game every damn day? Just like the majority of other gamers out there. The first thing is the graphics of this game. It just looks so pleasing to the eye, and obviously it's giving us Breath of the Wild players some flashbacks with how similar it is. Now I don't want to drop into the whole rabbit hole of this game could be Breath of the Wild, but the look of this game is made for the setting of this game, with it keeping in mind of the whole anime aesthetics. The animations and particle effects look amazing as well. It really pulls me in when you see these beautiful particle effects either hovering around your character or just randomly being used in the wild. I just find it so addicting seeing all of those elemental skills or bursts being used all together. Well done for the person who's in charge of the particle effects. You know, it just reminds me of seeing a bunch of fireworks blowing up all together, and it's just so pretty. The characters look beautiful as well, from their splash art that you would normally see from pulling for characters, please give me Jean, I need her, to the actual 3D models. Every character's design looks so good and none of them feel out of place. I would love to have gotten Eula for her design, but I needed to save my Primo Gems for other characters. I blame and kinda think those leaks that I keep seeing. Now the weapons that you obtain is another thing that maybe some people don't pay too much attention to. I love seeing how each of these weapons look, and the thing that I really like is when you upgrade the weapon, the details on the weapon change as well. I find it cool seeing a weapon evolve from a Charmander to a Charizard. Wait a minute, that's the wrong game. Either way, the weapons look quite unique, and yet I still haven't tried getting a 5-star weapon. Okay, enough talk with the art, let's talk about the combat that gets me hard. The combat is pretty simple, and some people would find it boring, because it can be a bit brain dead, especially when you're coming from Monster Hunter where you really have to think about when to time your attacks. Or if you're coming from hack and slash games like Devil May Cry, then obviously Devil May Cry is better. In Genshin, the only thing that is important is the timing of your actions, whether that be activating your abilities that are off cooldown, to timing your dodges to avoid getting hit. These are all important for anyone fighting tough enemies, especially when you factor in the ability to swap between 4 characters that you have in your party, each of them having their own abilities and cooldowns to deal with, making the combat complex. There's also the whole element system, where combining elements together allows you to deal additional effects. Effects such as lowering an enemy's defense, or dealing massive damage in a single attack, just because you mix 2 elements together. All of these various elements that you combine make you feel like the Avatar, or maybe a bit of Naruto when you combine elements together. There's another type of satisfaction when you see melt or swirl pop up on your screen and you see those big ass numbers and you sit there like, move out of the way you filthy animals, I'm now a pro gamer. On the other hand, the combat in this game can be quite simple for any person that hasn't played games before. If you're just tackling the casual content of this game, whether that be playing the story content to running around completing puzzles, the combat is simple. However, if you dig around enough, then you will figure out how to deal massive damage. Which kinda leads on to the next thing that I like about this game, which is building your character. Building your character in this game can be frustrating at times. Yes, even though I just said that I like it, it can be a pain. Obviously, when you're starting off the game, or maybe just playing the game for its story content, you don't need to think too much about placing artifacts on your character. By the way, artifacts is the stuff that can make your character either hit like a truck, or just poke at enemies until you get clapped by the monster and you're dead. However, if you're a person like me that wants their character to become a god, then you're desperately grinding this game every day of your life, hoping for the god himself, RNGesus. For those who don't know, RNGesus, he's our Lord and Savior that can give us the god rolls that we need for our artifacts to have crit rate or crit damage, but he doesn't really exist. We are hoping that he himself can deliver us the artifact that we need to make our character become the best. Only to get hit by another defense artifact just to throw it away with other trash. Then you're back on the grind for more artifacts. As much as I hate this, that's just how it is with these games. Demanding you to play it for months and days and years? There goes my life. Speaking of grinding, can we talk about the Primo Gems grind? At first it's pretty chill. You play the game, Primo Gems are delivered to you very easily. Then as you dive deeper into this game, the hardcore grind hits you. What's the next event? How much Primo Gems is this giving me? I need all the stars from the Spiral Abyss. When you have maxed out the exploration the world can offer you, you're stuck with daily missions and events until you can get your dose of Primo Gems so that you can pull on that banner to finally get the character you want. Only to get another 4-star character that you already have. Pulling for characters can be just as painful as the artifacts, but you just really need to wait for the pretty system to eventually help you out and you're sorted. Although I've gotten Zhangling 7 times, meaning that I've gone beyond her existing constellations and I cry about it because you can get her for free. Of course, if you're new to Genshin Impact and you don't know what the pity system is, it is basically when you purchased on the banner enough times, the game's pity system will come in to give you the 5-star character or weapon. Majority of the times, the game will give you the featured 5-star thing. Now if you're unlucky, the game will give you the 5-star that's not featured. This can be good and bad when you get the same thing again. When you really wanted something new to play with and then you cry in pain about wanting to get the featured thing. That's just how gacha games work, sadly. Now obviously I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who doesn't wail out on cute anime characters. Although if you do well, then you do you. Go ahead and spend money on the game. Just don't gamble all your money away. Spend your money wisely. Even with all of this, there's something about these characters that I really like. The players that are mainly focusing on making the character become gods might not really care too much about the characters, but there's something about their lore that I really like. From Diluc being the Batman of Mondstadt saving the city at night, to Hu Tao being a cheeky girl scaring people and pulling pranks on others. These characters all have personality to them, and I kinda wish for more hangout quests where you get to know the characters. Although yes, a few of the quests can be a bit boring, especially if you're normally used to your high octane fights in the game. Either way, Genshin Impact characters are great. They can be serious, or cute, or chaotic cute, like this child right here, who apparently has the power to terraform mountains using her bombs. Or she just casually blows up lakes so that she can have her fried fish. These small stories are great, as it gives life to the characters that you either have or not have. The world of Genshin Impact is another thing that I enjoy. These fictional locations are, as you guessed, inspired by real life places. Seeing the rice fields in Qingqi village, probably butchered the name there, or seeing the mountains in Huaguan Stone Forest just looks so cool. I feel like there isn't enough games out there that take inspiration from the locations found in China. There's also the locations in Mondstadt as well, but it's kinda meh to me. No hate on any Mondstadt fans out there, I'm sorry. All of these locations have well-written lore behind them as well. Take for example the Gyeonstone Forest. This is a place where the god of Geo once battled a sea monster by throwing a bunch of stones at it.
I got killed by a rock?
Okay, that sounds kinda weak. How about the god of Geo used their phenomenal powers to throw gigantic stone lances to fight against this enormous sea monster? That sounds better. Or how about the lore about Stormbearer Mountains, where Klee apparently changed the face of the mountains because she recklessly put too many charges on it. Things like this makes the locations have a story. It's not just because it was placed there for the sake of it, it's there with some story to it. With all of these inspirational locations jammed into one place, it really makes the world shine as a fantasy and making it feel somewhat familiar since these are based from those locations that I've mentioned. I can't wait until the game eventually gives out all the different locations that have yet to come. Sadly for a game like this, it will probably take years for the devs to give us everything, since they do love to tease us about other locations. With everything that I've mentioned, this game is still pretty young in its development. Obviously this game was playable at launch, unlike some other games. No hate on Cyberpunk by the way, I'm just saying when Genshin launched, there was barely any problems. This game still has a lot of room to grow, with additional regions to explore eventually, more characters to play with, weapons and artifacts to collect, etc. Genshin Impact helped bring a lot of gamers and non-gamers together, with it providing an amazing experience to people, and it has surely impacted the gaming space. No pun intended. In the end, I hate this game. Am I still playing it? Yes. Will I stop playing it? Eventually. When will I stop playing it? Not anytime soon. Hey guys, it's Short Devil here, and I hope you guys found this video entertaining in some way, because this video took a while to edit and it was quite a challenge. So be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, because I would like to do more types of videos like this. So be sure to hit the subscribe button. And you should follow me on my Twitch, where you get to see me play games live, and I just like to mess around there. So be sure to follow me on my Twitch. Link is down in the description box below. And you should also follow me on my Twitter for any other channel updates. That's it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys later. This is so bad. Ah! Everything hurts. Please, one of you just die. I can't live like this.